It's no secret that people come to most of these cities to attend college. It's indisputably an education capital. On top of that, in the last 2 decades, some of these places have seen explosive growth in the number of biopharmaceutical and digital-first companies moving in, technology entrepreneurs launching new businesses, and global tech companies like Amazon, Google, and Apple opening offices. So if people want to study and learn in these areas, and tech businesses want to set up shops here, why are more Black people leaving than arriving? A trend called net out migration. This question is the focus of today's video, and we're going to highlight 10 states and cities Black individuals are leaving, and the reason for their migration. While we are at it, kindly support our efforts by dropping a like, share video with as many as you can to keep spreading our eye-opening Black narrative, and subscribe to stay tuned in, if you haven't already. Without further ado, let us dive in. Number 1. Massachusetts. Massachusetts has long been the nation's educational capital, with roughly 300,000 Black students arriving each year to attend various colleges and universities. Upon graduation, some of these students remain, work, live, and play in the Commonwealth, while others seek careers elsewhere. This ebb and flow of a well-educated workforce has been part of the knowledge-based economy that has historically fueled the Massachusetts economy. It is not uncommon for a state to see a healthy flow in and out, but when it becomes lopsided, this should raise alarm bells. In the last decade, the flow of moving trucks out of the state has far exceeded those arriving. Massachusetts now ranks as one of the highest move from states in the country. It is quite clear that while economic factors, such as level of income tax and housing costs, are dominant, political leaning could play a partial role. In fact, 56.6% of all respondents citing taxes as a reason for leaving Massachusetts were those earning less than $150,000 annually. Those earning more than $1 million annually only made up 3.6% of all those saying taxes were a reason for leaving the state. Taxes were also a broad concern across party affiliation. While 83.1% of Republicans cited taxes as a factor that drove them out of state, 73.0% of independents and 49.4% of Democrats said the same. For former Massachusetts residents, the top reasons for leaving Massachusetts included lower cost of living, better quality of life, and lower taxes in their new state of Florida or New Hampshire. Number 2. Louisiana. The state population decreased by 67,500 throughout 2020 to 2022, ranking Louisiana 4th with the largest population decrease. Amid the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, Louisiana faced the destruction of Hurricane Laura in August. The American Red Cross stated Hurricane Laura caused extensive damage that kept families from returning to their homes for months. About 6 weeks after Laura hit, Hurricane Delta impacted many of the same towns. The following year, in September, Hurricane Ida brought widespread damage to communities including the 4 Louisiana parishes that ranked top 10 in the U.S. for the largest percentage of population loss. The U.S. Census report states, during the height of the pandemic, many small counties experienced higher levels of domestic migration. The 2 general types of migration following a natural disaster are forced migration, evacuation, which may be mandated and is typically temporary, and voluntary migration resulting from an increase in push factors, according to the National Center for Biotechnology information. In response to these storms, the migration of residents in Louisiana was possibly due to ongoing impact of natural disasters in 2020 and 2021. Finding a good job is a top priority for many people. However, Louisiana faces a challenge in this area, with fewer quality job opportunities in certain industries compared to other states. As a result, individuals seeking better career prospects and higher salaries may opt to relocate to states with more abundant job openings in their field. Another crucial factor influencing relocation decisions of many Black families is the ability to access quality health care. And when Black Louisiana residents find it difficult to access quality health care services, they choose to move to states offering better medical care. In fact, it's not uncommon to hear of Louisiana residents traveling to neighboring states, such as Texas, for minor health issues or surgeries. The cost of living in Louisiana for Black residents is another issue of concern. It includes things like housing, groceries, and utilities. While the cost of living in Louisiana rises, Black residents find it hard to make ends meet, hence they tend to look for more affordable places to live in. Living in a safe environment is a major issue of concern for everyone. For Louisiana, most of its areas have quite high crime rates than the national average, and because of this, Black residents tend to move to places where they feel safer and more secure. Other push factors presented for outbound migration in Louisiana include the education and talent supply being significantly low, and resiliency due to crime, healthcare, and insurance problems based on a discussion held by the Louisiana Association of Business and Industry. Louisiana was among the top 10 states with outbound migration in 2022. Number 3. Missouri. A recent study published on MSN.com showed that Missouri is the worst state to live in. Crime rates and educational attainment were among the reasons. However, the list does not end there. A recent study by U.S. News put Missouri as the 30th best state to live in. However, its scores on some measures were much worse. This was topped by crime in 44th place and healthcare at 39. The Commonwealth Foundation ranked Missouri's healthcare as 38, which is where Beckers puts it. Missouri ranks 7th among states for violent crime based on FBI statistics. USA Today ranks it 8th from the bottom based on a similar measure. While the state boasts a low cost of living, which can be a significant draw for individuals and families looking to stretch their dollars further, this benefit comes with a notable trade-off: lower wages. The economic conditions in Missouri tend to depress wages, meaning that for the same job, one might earn less in Missouri compared to other states. This disparity necessitates a careful analysis of the balance between the advantages of a lower cost of living and the potential for lower earnings. Missouri is among the states with the lowest incomes. Based on the World Population Review, it ranks 11th from the bottom among all states at $61,847. Beyond economic considerations, Missouri also faces challenges related to crime and safety. Certain areas of the state and neighborhoods within its larger cities experience high crime rates, making it crucial for potential residents to research thoroughly, using tools like Area Vibes, to understand the safety of their desired location. The presence of gangs, particularly in cities like St. Louis and Kansas City, and the issue of illegal drug labs in rural areas, contribute to the state's crime concerns. Missouri's central location also makes it a hub for the illegal drug trade and the unlawful export of firearms. Rural poverty is another significant issue in Missouri, with a state poverty rate of 13.2% that exceeds the national average. Certain counties in the south-central and southeastern parts of the state face even higher poverty rates, some exceeding 25%. This economic hardship contributes to higher crime rates in these areas and poses a challenge for residents seeking economic stability and security. Missouri is also prone to natural disasters, including floods, tornadoes, and earthquakes. The state's history includes significant seismic events, such as the series of powerful earthquakes in 1811 to 1812 that affected the Mississippi River Valley. While contemporary earthquakes are generally less severe, the state's susceptibility to natural disasters is a factor to consider for potential residents. The weather in Missouri is characterized by the full spectrum of seasonal changes, which can be both a delight and a challenge. The transition from spring to summer brings humidity and heat, with frequent rains and thunderstorms that can escalate into tornadoes. Winters, meanwhile, can be bitterly cold, with snow and ice that may lead to road closures. For some, these seasonal extremes are part of Missouri's charm, while others may find them daunting. According to Smart Asset, Missouri ranks in 35th place based on infrastructure quality. There are several worst states to live in ratings. Among the most widely followed is CNBC's. It puts Missouri at 6th from the bottom. Its weaknesses were voting rights, reproductive rights, crime, bugs and pests, lack of professional sports teams, and so many other reasons. Number 4. New Jersey. Between the many beaches, best main streets, and numerous restaurants, some New Jersey residents are still waving goodbye to the Garden State, a trend that has been the same for the last 7 years. According to a United Van Lines report, New Jersey remains the leading state with the most residents relocating. The report said 67% of New Jersey moves were out of state in 2024, more than any other state. That's a 2% increase from last year's findings. The United Van Lines Vice President of Corporate Communications, Eiley Cummings, says the study highlights how economic disruptions, including inflation and a nationwide housing affordability crisis, are reshaping where and why Americans choose to move. Housing prices in New Jersey are among the highest in the nation. Sources report that the median home price in New Jersey as of June 2024 was $550,400. Most Black millennials, who are still grappling with student loan debt and entry-level salaries, find it increasingly difficult to afford a home in the state. Another significant factor contributing to Black migration is the limited job opportunities available in New Jersey. While the state boasts a strong economy, certain fields have limited openings, leading to a lack of career advancement and higher salaries elsewhere. This has resulted in many African Americans seeking better prospects in other states. The wealth gap between African Americans and other racial groups in New Jersey is another pressing concern. The state's African American community faces significant barriers to achieving economic stability, including limited access to credit, capital, and other resources. This disparity has led many to seek better opportunities elsewhere. Education is another area where New Jersey's African American community faces challenges. The state's schools are among the most segregated in the country, resulting in unequal access to quality education and resources. Many African American students face barriers to accessing higher education, including limited financial aid and academic support. Furthermore, New Jersey's African American community faces significant racial disparities in healthcare and the criminal justice system. The state's healthcare system has been criticized for its unequal treatment of African Americans, resulting in poorer health outcomes. Similarly, the criminal justice system has been accused of disproportionately affecting African Americans, leading to mistrust and a desire to leave. New Jersey is also famous for having one of the highest property tax rates in the country, averaging $9,800 per year. Sure, that might not be the case everywhere in the state, but everyone is dealing with high taxes in the state. That's not even counting the stress that comes from paying high income taxes. This financial burden has constantly deterred young professionals from settling down in New Jersey, and now they are forced to seek more affordable options elsewhere. As a result of these factors, many African Americans are leaving New Jersey for states with lower costs of living, better job opportunities, and more favorable social and environmental conditions. Southern states like North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia are popular destinations, offering a more affordable lifestyle, warmer climates, and cultural familiarity. Some African Americans are also opting for suburban areas or other states with more affordable housing and better schools. This trend is driven by a desire for a better quality of life, access to quality education, and economic opportunities. Number 5. Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's population continues to decline, according to a new U.S. Census Bureau report showing a total loss of 10,408 residents between July 2022 and July 2023. According to the report, Pennsylvania ranks 8th nationally in domestic outmigration, with about 25,000 people, on net, leaving the Commonwealth for another state. This decline follows the net loss of nearly 40,000 residents the year prior. The latest Commonwealth Foundation survey found that over half, 52% of Pennsylvanians under 30 years old, said they or someone they know have considered leaving Pennsylvania due to the state's policies. The top 3 reasons for considering a move were a lower cost of living, lower taxes, and better jobs and opportunities. More than half of voters said Pennsylvania was on the wrong track. One major reason is the harsh winters. Pennsylvania's location in the northeastern United States stands as a symbol of long and cold winters, with temperatures often dipping below freezing. The heavy snowfall makes it challenging to get around, especially for those who rely on public transportation. Another significant factor is the traffic congestion. Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, two of the state's largest cities, are ranked among the most traffic-congested cities in the world. This is quite a trouble for thousands of African Americans who already face frustration and stress due to disparities in employment and economic opportunities. Commuting during rush hour is a constant nightmare, exacerbating existing challenges. In addition to these challenges, Pennsylvania is also home to a large population of striped skunks, with frequent and unpleasant odors emitting from these animals. Moreover, these skunks pose a risk of transmitting rabies and other diseases to pets and humans, and their burrowing habits can cause damage to lawns, gardens, and property foundations. Number 6. St. Louis. Many other African American families are moving out of the city. According to the 2020 census, 27,396 Black people left St. Louis over the past decade and moved to other counties in the region or to other states. During that same period, the city lost 5,334 white residents. St. Louis County picked up just 13,367 Black residents, and St. Charles County gained 5,845 Black residents. The last time St. Louis saw a decline in its Black population was in the 1970s. Today, the number of Black residents in St. Louis is smaller than the Black population in the 1950s. Today, many are leaving St. Louis for better schools, lower crime rates, and greater property values. According to a recent study by the Iowa Policy Project, some Black families are leaving Midwest cities plagued by systemic racism and discrimination. In the U.S., the terms inner city and urban have long been code words for Black areas. They are used to evoke the stereotype of a Black underclass, confined to public housing units or low-income housing, entrenching the belief that this population is somehow inherently meant for city life, while also denigrating city life as dirty, crowded, and utterly undesirable. During the 2016 presidential debates, for instance, then-candidate Donald Trump repeatedly referred to African Americans living in the inner cities. When asked about the nation's racial divide or being a president to all the people in the United States, he repeatedly evoked the stereotype that Black people largely live in inner cities racked by crime. To make this stereotype work in the 21st century requires overlooking one key fact. Black families have been absconding from cities for decades. In a recent paper, the economists Alex Bartik and Evan Mast note that over the past 50 years, the share of the Black population living in the 40 most populous central cities in the U.S. fell from 40% to 24%. They are not the first to highlight this phenomenon. Demographers and sociologists in particular have been noting this trend for decades. The city of St. Louis has faced unique challenges that have hindered its growth and development. One major issue was that the city's charter prevented it from making long-term contracts or issuing debt, which limited its ability to fund important projects. To make matters worse, St. Louis is not part of a county, which meant it couldn't share tax revenue with the surrounding area. As a result, when wealthy residents and businesses moved out of the city, they took their tax dollars with them, leaving St. Louis with a dwindling tax base. This decline has had serious consequences for the city's services. The city continually struggles to fund essential services like schools, road repair, and police, leaving little room for neighborhood renewal or economic development initiatives. In fact, the city had to rely on the county to bail out its transit system and support its parks and museums. Despite these challenges, it's surprising that St. Louis has managed to avoid bankruptcy. However, the city's financial struggles have made it difficult for it to revitalize and redevelop its neighborhoods, which has had a lasting impact on its growth and prosperity. Although some progress has been made over the years, the legacy of segregation continues to impact St. Louis. The city's history of racial and socio-economic division has created a self-perpetuating cycle, where segregation begets further segregation. As a result, it may take several more decades for St. Louis to achieve the same level of integration, inclusivity, and equal access to opportunities that exist in more affluent northern cities. Number 7. Ohio. Since 2023, Ohio's moving statistics paint a vivid picture of a state in flux. a narrative of people seeking new horizons and opportunities. The Buckeye State, known for its blend of rich history, vibrant culture, and diverse landscapes, has become a focal point for understanding migration trends in the United States. According to recent moving statistics, Ohio ranked 9th among states with the most outbound moves in 2024. At the heart of this exodus are concerns about affordability and cost of living. Most individuals are seeking refuge in states with lower costs of living, such as South Carolina, North Carolina, and Tennessee. These states seem to offer more affordable housing options, lower taxes, and a lower overall cost of living, making them attractive alternatives to Ohio's increasingly expensive lifestyle. Another significant factor driving people away from Ohio is the decline of manufacturing jobs, which has led to economic instability and uncertainty. As the Midwest continues to grapple with the loss of these jobs, residents are looking elsewhere for better employment opportunities and a more stable economic future. Quality of life and healthcare are also major concerns for Blacks leaving Ohio. Some individuals are seeking states with better healthcare systems, outdoor recreational opportunities, and a more relaxed pace of life. States like Wyoming, Alabama, and Minnesota are gaining popularity due to their affordability, natural beauty, and outdoor recreational opportunities, offering a better balance between work and personal life. As Ohio continues to experience this brain drain, it's clear that the state needs to address these underlying issues to stem the tide of outbound migration and attract new residents. Number 8, Michigan. In recent years, a notable trend has emerged. Many residents are leaving Michigan for new horizons. The reasons behind this migration are as varied as the people making the move, painting a complex picture of a state grappling with both challenges and opportunities. For many, the decision to leave stems from economic concerns. Once a manufacturing powerhouse, Michigan has seen significant shifts in its job landscape, particularly in cities like Detroit. The decline of the automotive industry left a wake of unemployment and economic uncertainty, prompting individuals to seek better job prospects in states with more diverse economies. Many young professionals in particular are drawn to tech hubs in places like California or Texas, where job opportunities seem more abundant and promising. Safety is another critical factor influencing this migration. Despite the state having safe neighborhoods, the perception of high crime rates in urban areas has overshadowed its positive aspects. For many Black families, safety is a top priority, and the fear of crime drives them to seek alternative communities that they perceive as safer for their children. As a result, they often relocate to suburban or rural areas within the state or migrate to other states altogether in pursuit of a more secure environment. In this age and time, education is quite a vital factor in determining individual success. However, Michigan's public education system has faced persistent challenges, particularly affecting Black students. As a result, many parents are concerned about providing their children with access to quality educational opportunities. The subpar academic environment, coupled with worries about safety and corruption in schools, has led numerous Black American families to explore alternatives in other states. The state's harsh winters, with their biting cold and heavy snowfall, add another layer to the decision of Black individuals to outmigrate. For some, the relentless winter weather becomes a significant deterrent, pushing them to seek warmer climates in states like Florida or Arizona, where sunshine and mild temperatures promise a more enjoyable lifestyle year-round. Furthermore, the allure of suburban living cannot be understated. Many Michiganders yearn for the space and tranquility that suburban or rural life offers. The desire for larger homes, backyards, and a sense of community can draw people away from urban centers, leading them to explore opportunities in nearby states that provide these amenities without the hustle and bustle of city life. Despite these challenges, it's essential to acknowledge the beauty and potential of Michigan. The state is rich in natural resources, with stunning lakes, forests, and vibrant cities that have a lot to offer. However, for many, the combination of economic hurdles, safety concerns, educational challenges, and climate preferences creates a compelling case for seeking a new life elsewhere. As they pack their bags and say their goodbyes, These individuals carry with them a mix of hope and nostalgia. They leave behind friends, family, and familiar landscapes, driven by the pursuit of better opportunities and a desire for a brighter future. Number 9. Illinois. Illinois is third in the nation for places where residents are leaving by percentage, according to a survey by moving company Atlas Van Lines. Illinoisans packing up and finding a new state were 57% of total migration, the third highest percentage behind California and Louisiana. For Illinois, the first thing you look at isn't the actual purchase price of the home, but how much your tax bill will be. Many black people end up paying nearly $1,000 a month in taxes if they have a normal size house. Now compare this with Indiana, and the average purchase price of a home is not only lower, but the tax bill would likely be half of what it currently is, and for some people it would be about a fourth, and that's why it's more desirable to move to a different state. The state's tax burden is suffocating, with virtually every transaction being taxed, including the value of your car trade-in. This isn't just a problem for citizens. Businesses are also feeling the pinch, with high taxes incentivizing them to set up shop elsewhere. As a result, job opportunities are scarce, making it even harder for people to make ends meet. The state's tax system is notoriously regressive, with low and middle-income families paying a larger share of their incomes in taxes than the wealthy. In fact, households with the lowest 20% of incomes pay 14.8% of their income in taxes, while the top 1% pay just 7.3%. This has serious implications for racial and ethnic wealth gaps, as Black and Latinx households are disproportionately affected. The state's public debt is also spiraling out of control, with Illinois ranking among the top states likely to declare bankruptcy if nothing changes. The high cost of living, combined with low satisfaction with the state, is driving people to seek greener pastures elsewhere. To make matters worse, Illinois' tax system is riddled with corruption, with tax money often lining the pockets of politicians rather than funding essential public services. The state's schools, roads, and infrastructure are all suffering as a result, with many residents feeling they're not getting value for their tax dollars. In short, Illinois' tax burden is a ticking time bomb, driving businesses and residents away and threatening the state's very financial stability. Number 10. New York. For many New Yorkers, the dream is to retire from the rat race, the snow shoveling and high taxes, and spend their golden years amidst the palm trees and beaches of Florida and other parts south. The mass retirement of baby boomers has led to a significant exodus from the state. Since 2020, over 630,000 individuals have departed, earning the state the unfortunate distinction of being the #1 state for out-migration. Ironically, senior citizens have become the state's top export, as retirees seek more favorable climates, lower costs of living, and improved quality of life elsewhere. While retirement might be the initial assumption for those leaving New York, surprisingly, the largest demographic exiting the state is families with young children. These families are seeking better opportunities, particularly when it comes to housing. A striking comparison reveals that, for a comparable price, families can find homes in the southern United States that are roughly twice the size of those in New York, making relocation an attractive option for those seeking more space and a better quality of life. For many, the decision to leave New York is not just about escaping the cold winters, but about finding a better quality of life. While warmer weather is often a welcome bonus, it's frequently just the icing on the cake. The real drivers of migration are more practical concerns, such as housing and affordability. The prospect of owning a larger, more affordable home in a different state is a significant draw for many. The southern United States, in particular, offers a compelling alternative, with lower housing costs and more spacious properties. This shift in lifestyle is especially appealing to families seeking a more comfortable and stable environment. Imagine being able to trade in a small, pricey apartment in New York for a spacious, affordable house with a backyard in a state like Florida or Texas. The state's notoriously high taxes and cost of living, on the other hand, are also significant factors. With the highest taxes in the country, New York residents face a substantial burden, which can be particularly challenging for families and individuals with limited financial resources. Furthermore, the state's cost of living, ranking fourth highest in the nation, exacerbates the issue. The cumulative effect of these expenses can be overwhelming, prompting many to seek more affordable alternatives in other states. For those who call New York home, the decision to leave is often a difficult one. But the promise of a more affordable, comfortable lifestyle elsewhere can be a powerful draw. The mass exodus of Black Americans from states and cities like New York, Illinois, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and other places in the U.S. underscores a pressing quest for affordability, equality, and economic mobility. As families and individuals seek better opportunities, they redefine the map of Black America. This shift presents challenges for the states left behind, but also offers opportunities for growth and renewal in the destinations that welcome these migrants. The resilience, determination, and cultural richness of Black Americans will continue to shape their communities, forging a brighter future for generations to come. Now that brings us to the end of yet another revealing video. Did you happen to learn a thing or two? Then don't forget to support our work by hitting the thumb up button before you. Share with as many as you possibly can to keep spreading our eye-opening Black narrative, and subscribe to stay tuned in with us all the way. We are glad to have you here with us on this journey. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.